everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be trying on Glamlite. I have not done Glamlite in a long time. So if you have been on my channel for quite some time, I've done the pizza palette, taco palette, burger palette, the slider palette, the donut palette. I've done all their food ones they used to do before. I kind of stopped collecting Glamlite after they kind of went a little overboard for me on the licensing, but this licensing really had my heart. If you don't know me, I'm a huge nerd for fantasy type things. I actually always wanted to write myself a fantasy novel myself, but just don't have the time for it. But anyways, I have that fantasy-esque brain. I love anything that's magic and mystery, like, you know, that medieval feel. I should say that, medieval feel. So I love any movie that's got that fantasy vibe, dragons. I loved Game of Thrones. I'm okay with House of the Dragon. My biggest ones were, of course, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. I loved everything about the Lord of the Rings franchise. It was so awesome. Of course, I will say that there's, now that I've watched The Hobbit, I feel like the Hobbit series is like way better for me, that trilogy is better. I think my favorite episode I really like the story more or less in the Two Towers when Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas were going to find Merry and Pippin. Sam and Frodo kind of got boring for me after a while, but that's just me. I mean, I liked that, you know, Gollum, Smeagol, spice things up, and then you learn about Smeagol's or Gollum's background and how he obtained the ring and what it did to him. So it basically drove him mad, and he now is attached, almost like it is just a part of him. It's like a drug to him. So he becomes, if you feel bad for the character, but at the same time you can see how much the wickedness has gone through him and really made him this kind of like, well, he's talks in plural. He has like a dual personality. He kind of has a Smeagol personality, and then he has Gollum personality, which is a little bit more evil, and I would say is more resemblance to the Precious. He is the Precious. He's the ring that took over Smeagol's mind. So anyways, the collection is beautiful, and I just love this. I love this. This is so awesome. So you have, the first item that I have is going to be the Lord of the Rings eyeshadow palette. You know, I had to get an eyeshadow palette, but this is so pretty. I think this retailed for $42. I did use the code Angeshka. She is one of my favorite YouTubers to watch, so I used hers for I think it was 10% off or 15% off. I can't be certain, but I did take a good chunk off of my order. But this is a 20 color face and body eyeshadow palette. It comes in this box here, and then this is the palette by itself. So we will unbox that, swatch it, and all that jazz. And then I got the Eye of Sauron lip kit. It really appealed to me because the lipstick looks gorgeous. So it is kind of like that changing. I like that. Shows the eye, and then it shows the tower. So really cool. Comes with 3 lip kit items. There's the items there. We will dive into that, and we will swatch and try those on as well. And then my favorite, I feel like got me really good, was the One Ring highlighter. So this is the Lord of the Rings One Ring highlighter. It comes in a beautiful case, and then it does say My Precious there, and then there's a little space for that. And then, of course, you have the highlighting palette there. So we will dive into that as well. So stay tuned. We're going to start with the eyeshadow palette. We're also going to try it on, and then we'll go into the lip kit, and then we'll try that one on, and then we're going to go into the highlighter and try that on. And then at the end, I'm going to give you my overall thoughts on how I feel about the collection that I got. So, all right, so here is the Middle Earth eyeshadow palette from the Glamlite Lord of the Rings collection. It's quite a big box. It has something written here. It says, begin your journey with the officially licensed Lord of the Rings Glamlite Middle Earth palette, 20 color palette, offers stunning range of warm earthly tones celebrating the fellowship of the ring and their legendary journey from the Shire to Mordor. So there is the box. It's really cute. It's got them walking, like silhouettes of them walking. It's plastic. It's got the metallic lettering behind the plastic. It has the little leaf that represents the leaf that they wear on their capes. And then when you open it up, you have, it's kind of like a raised piece right here. But this is Lord of the Rings, Glamlite. And then of course you have the palette itself, which can pop out. It's a very pretty packaging. And there is the palette itself. It's called the Middle Earth palette. And again, it'll have that same kind of writing on the back, raised lettering. It has the map of Middle Earth. You can see on here, there's Mordor that has all the areas that they've covered pretty much in the Fellowship of the Ring and throughout the series. So you've got, you know, the trilogy. It's got the mirror, it's got little mountains and little stars there. So it's got a pretty good sized mirror. The colors are very earth tone. And I like the way they're arranged. You've got shimmers, like light shimmers. You've got lighter mattes. You've got darker shimmers, and then you've got the darker mattes. So I like that layout of the palette. So there is the Middle Earth palette. As you can see, there's a lot of names that are very familiar. You have Bilbo, the Shire, Rivendell, Arwen, Galadriel, Samwise, Merry, Pippin, Evenstar, Gandalf, Legolas, Frodo, One Ring, the Fellowship, Lothlorien, Aragorn, Boromir, Gimli, Gollum, and Sauron. So I like the shades. They actually do kind of go with it. It's really cute. So let's go ahead and swatch this. There is the first two rows of the palette. You have from here to here. So here's the first row is shimmers, second row is mattes, and you have the shades. Let me put this around. You have the shades Bilbo, the Shire, Rivendell, Arwen, Galadriel, Samwise, Merry, Pippin, Evenstar, and Gandalf. And the shades do go really well with each other. So you have, like, I do imagine Rivendell, very magical, very, very regal in that shimmer shade. Is just, it emulates that. Arwen is very pretty. She does wear some purples in the movies, but that's a really pretty representation of her. Of course, Gandalf is gray, and he's known as Gandalf the Grey. I don't really understand Merry and Pippin, I guess. Maybe based on their clothing. Samwise, yeah, it seems like based on his clothing as well. So there's the first two rows. Here are the last two rows of the palette. So you have from here to here, you have, oh my gosh, I'm so wrong. All right, so here's the last two rows. You have Legolas, Frodo, One Ring. This one is the Fellowship, Lothlorien. And then these are the mattes, the darker mattes. This is Aragorn, Boromir, and Gimli, Gollum, and Sauron. So I can see why they're deeper tones, a little bit more earthy. The One Ring is kind of like a not a gold, but like a nice, pretty peach gold. So the palette itself, it has some, I feel like it has some cohesion with the characters as well as like the places. I will say that based on, I think what I can remember is, you know, I've watched these movies thousands of times. Merry and Pippin, I think it's based on their clothes. The Fellowship, I don't get it why it's purple, but I guess there really is no color. What do you think about the Fellowship? It's just a mixture of all of them together, you know. It's in Lothlorien, very magical place. I would assume this is Lothlorien after they kind of did a vigil for Gandalf when he fell. So I can see that because the coloring of that scene is very like bluish, almost like glowy, purpley blue. I can see that. Sauron, of course, is black because it's Sauron. He's the bad guy. Gollum, the gray, kind of goes with the tones in his skin. Maybe a little bit more of like his clothing a little bit, whatever clothing he does have. He just has this little loincloth pretty much. Gimli, this reminds me of the color of his beard a little bit and just that earthy tone that he kind of has accents of. Boromir, I feel like he has a little bit of that darker green. Aragorn, he's very more, his clothing is a little bit more bland to me, so I can get that. Frodo, I mean, Frodo's like a darkened black with green sparkles to it. Legolas, he's an elf, so silvers, more kind of like delicate colors kind of go with it, but since he's not, if you know The Hobbit, it's, he's more of the woodland folk, he's a different type of elf, rather than the elves that are from Rivendell. So he's kind of like he's less delicate. They're a little bit more rougher in the woodland realm. So I get the colors. The colors do kind of go with the actual characters. So there is the palette itself. And we're going to try this on. All right, let's try out the palette. So this is going to be a look that I don't know what I'm going to do with, but we're going to try it out nonetheless. I do feel like doing a little bit more of I'm wearing a red shirt with a red dragon on it, so I think I want to go warmer. So let's go ahead and start with Pippin, who honestly is one of my favorite characters. Gimli and Pippin are my favorite characters. And you think I would like the elves more, but I actually like the elves in The Hobbit. I like the dwarves as well. Of course, Oakenshield Thorin, he is my favorite character, but I like Legolas's dad. He is probably the coolest elf you'll ever see. So powerful. I just like the woodland elves a little bit better than like Arwen. Arwen is just kind of like, for me. She's very pretty. She's strong. I get it. She loves Aragorn, all that jazz. But I would say in the Lord of the Rings movies, I would say this is more my jam, Pippin and Gimli. All right, and then I'm going to go in with Gimli, speaking of, and we're just going to start kind of building that warmer tone here. I get messy at the outer corners, so I don't really care for being clean about it. It's actually coming out really nice. The color payoff is really nice. So I like that. Cleaning off my brush here. There isn't a whole lot of warmth in here, so I might have to dip into other things. I think I'm gonna go in with, we'll go into Pippin again to kind of buff this out. There's no light shades in here. You know my gripe with that. The only light shade is Merry. I think I might have to dive into him and do a little bit of a brow bone moment here. Now I don't have no rhyme or reason for what I want to do with this look. I'm just kind of building the basics down and then I'll go with whatever. I'm going to play off of this. I really do want to do more colors. Let's go ahead and dip into Gollum. We're going to build that on top of Gimli. I really do want kind of want a more gray. I don't know. This is turning out to be not as what I wanted. All right, let's go to Saudon. Let's build. We're gonna just go with playing with the colors first and then see what we come up with as a look. Clean off my brush. I'm gonna go back into Gimli because I really do want that warmth of this to show through. And again, I'm just placing the colors. I'm not really like focused on making the blend perfect. I'm just trying to see how I can build this look a little bit. I will say I might have to start over, but I don't know. Let's go into Pippin to diffuse that a little bit. Pippin does actually blend really well. We're gonna add more Pippin here. Now I'm rusty on my eyeshadow look, so bear with me. Okay, I'm going back into Mary to add that. Okay, now I'm liking the way it's looking. All right, so I cleaned it up, kind of just made a sharper line, blended a little bit more of Pippin as I was doing my blending, because actually that ties a lot together, and it actually blended down Gimli a little too much, but I'm gonna add Gimli just a little more. I want that warmth in there. So that's that. I want to use my finger. I really want to use Rivendell as my lid shade, but I kind of want it in my inner corner as well. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do one ring. Okay, we're going to put one ring here. With my finger just to concentrate it. Now we're going to get Rivendell, which is a gorgeous shade, very sparkly. And we're just going to blend them together. This is my typical look. I know I do a lot of this shape. I just like it. It's easy. Really like that. All right, I kind of want to get Rivendell a little bit more concentrated here. And I kind of want to get Bilbo. There's no difference really with Bilbo in that one. Not quite sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get Gimli here. And we're just going to fluff Gimli right here to keep that warmth going on the top of our lid. All right, I kind of like it so far. I'm going to do the rest of my face, come back and do the lower lash line. All right, majority of the face is done. We need to work on the lower lash line. Let's go ahead and dive into some greens. I really want to use Frodo because that one screamed to me. It is that beautiful like blackened forest green with some sparkle to it. And I really want to tie the earth tones together with that green. It's absolutely stunning. I like that one. I really like that one. Let's go with to kind of go with it because I can't use Boromir. Boromir's too dark. We're gonna go in with Samwise because, well, that's his buddy. That's his protector. So we're just gonna kind of blend Samwise with it, pulling it forward to the inner portion. And then I'm going to take Mary and just kind of soften the green a little bit. Really tie that in together. I don't want to lose Frodo in this. perfect. Inner corner. Well, we're gonna use the Shire because we've got 2 hobbits on our lower lash line, so we need to put the Shire in there. I'm just using it to kind of blend through, and then I'm just gonna wipe off the excess and get more of Frodo and just kind of blend it with the Shire. I mean, Boromir looks great, but I can't use Boromir right now because I have too much going on. I guess we can kind of grab a little bit of Boromir and just deepen that outer corner a little bit. Yeah, that works. That works. We didn't use Aragon. There's so many shades in this, it's impossible to use all this. We're gonna do the inner corner. It's gonna be Galadriel. I might do another look with this for sure because I feel like this is just a fun eyeshadow palette. All right, so with outliner, this is what it looks like. We have a lot going on, I know, but we're gonna make sure everything's well blended. I feel like I can add something here. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna take, I guess I'll just take, I don't want to take something too thick. I want something thin. All right, we're going to take a tiny little brush like this. And I have not used Lothlorien, and I know it's not really going to go with the earth tones in this, but you know what? I'm going to use Legolas instead. I feel like Lothlorien and all that is going to be shades that I'll use in more of a purpley look, although there's not a whole lot of purples to work with. Legolas needs to kind of just hang out on that outer corner just to add a little bit of something. It's not drastic, but it's there. All right. I'm going to finish the eyes and then we're going to move on to the lips. So here is the lip kit. This is Mordor. I said upside down. Yes, it is. All right. It's time for lips. We're gonna go ahead and do the Eye of Sauron lip kit. And we have, this doesn't have a shade name. I guess it's called Mordor. It says Mordor on there, but that is the coffee brown lip liner. It's more of a drier formula. All right, we have a nice chola lip going on. So we're gonna go ahead and do, oh, this lipstick is so pretty. And of course, this doesn't have a shade, color, name, it's just Eye of Sauron lip kit. It has a weird taste. Almost like a plasticky taste. Ooh, that's dark. Mix that. It's a beautiful lip combo though. It's very vampy for me. Let's go ahead and pop on the lip gloss to add some shimmer to there. Oh, that's pretty. Which is the piece that I was actually looking the most forward to. It's the One Ring highlighter. I love the color of the box. The box is gorgeous. The packaging is stunning. It has the elvish writing that appears on the ring when you put it into fire. And then when you open it, there's the highlighting palette. Well, highlighting the highlighter itself, sorry. And can you see him? There's Gollum or Smeagol, whichever you want to call him. He is right in there. I love that. And he's right inside the ring. If you don't know the story, He's the one that he found the ring, and Bilbo ended up with it. If you watch The Hobbit or read the books of The Hobbit, he ended up with it. And but in Lord of the Rings, he wants it back. So he has this obsession, of course. The ring has taken over. It takes over everyone. It kind of casts them in this spell of just wanting the ring so badly they'll do anything for it. So he's encaptured into the ring, and I love the color of the tin. The tin is a gorgeous blue, and it's got the ring there. It's got some texture to it, and then when you open it, there is the actual highlighter. It is stunning, beautiful glitter, and let's swatch this. It's got some grit to it. So there is the highlight color. It is darker than I envisioned, but it's very pretty. All right, let's try it on. All right, we're going to finish the look with my favorite of the bunch, the One Ring highlighter. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. I can't wait to put it on my face. And currently I have bronzer is Colored Rain, and this is the shade Charming Chai. And then I did put on the NYX Beetlejuice cheek color, and the middle color is what I used. So let's see how this all ties together. I like that it has a mirror in it. Oh my god, that is pigmented. This highlighter is not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Wow, this is intense. And I had used highlighters from Glamlite in the past, which was the Concha one, and that one was not as intense. This one is way more intense. Oh wow, that just is Sparkle City. I kind of want to put some in my inner corner on top of Galadriel, just to add a really big sparkle. Holy moly. All right, here's the completed look. My hair is gonna air dry today. I've just been wanting to air dry it lately, and it does this natural kind of wave. So that's the look today. But look at that highlighter. Oh my god, that's intense. Overall thoughts on the Glamlite collection of Lord of the Rings. Stunning eyeshadow palette. This is very earthy. I don't know if I can really do a purple look with this. I think I can. I would probably concentrate more the blacks, the grays, and then use these as my pop. So I think my next look will be a little bit more purple, and I will film that one. The greens in this are just absolutely stunning. This is very Middle Earth, very earth tones. I like it a lot. Let's see, favorite color has to be Rivendell. It is just a beautiful sparkly color, and I'm a sucker for these. I feel like you can just grab this guy and just put it all over your lid and have that glitter, you know, that glitter look that people love, just like a soft, really like sparkly glitter look on the lids. Looks almost wet. That Rivendell will give you that. It definitely gives moon dust shadows. And you can also use the highlighter for that. So least favorite shade, I didn't get to use all of it, but I would say Samwise is kind of more of a sage, and I'm not big on sages on my eyes, but it did blend out Frodo very well. Frodo is actually a very stunning color as well. This could be an all over the lid shade for sure. So yeah, I really, really like Frodo. It's very nice lid shade, smoky. The One Ring, I mean, it is a nice, beautiful champagne gold color, so it's actually really, really nice for the lid. I didn't get to try Arwen, but that one seems promising. It's almost like asphyxia from Urban Decay. And then Lothlorien, I really want to try as well. Gorgeous shade. And then, of course, the Fellowship is going to be that really pretty. I feel like these will go best with, like, Sauron, Gandalf, Gollum, and then, of course, mixing it up with Evenstar. So I feel like the look that I created was very earthy. I wanted to go that route. Goes with the lips. Purples will not go with the lips. I feel like that's more Rivendell lip kit, which they have a little bit softer look to that. I don't have that lip kit. I didn't get that one. I wanted the Eye of Sauron. So let's talk about the lip kit. All right, so the lip kit. I've been looking for a nice coffee brown. It is not as smooth as I thought it would be. Like smooth, it kind of skips a little and it's kind of hard to kind of create a good smooth line. Longevity, I don't see it. It's just your standard typical lip pencil. The lipstick is a very beautiful shade. It's something I actually don't have something like this. It's almost like a burnt sienna. It's just a burnt sienna, which I like. The packaging of the lipstick itself is just gorgeous. I like that. The lip gloss, it doesn't really give me much to it. The applicator is kind of just like that flat applicator, and the glitter doesn't quite translate. I'm gonna see what it looks like without the lip liner and the lipstick. I just want to see what the lip gloss looks like by itself. And I have to take off all this lip liner, so I did overdraw my lips a little. There we go. Clean off that excess. So that is the lip gloss. It's much more subtle. Okay, you can actually work in those purples with this. I think I'm gonna do that for my next video. Beautiful gloss. I felt like the lip liner, the lip gloss, and the lipstick all together was a little too much for my taste, but I will play along with it. I feel like you can find some different looks with this. You can go subtle with the lip gloss. You can go, you know, just burnt orange with the lipstick, and then with you can go really like contoured lip with the lipstick and the lip liner. All right, I didn't line my lips. I just put the lipstick on top, and that's blotted a little. And I feel like that kind of makes it a little bit more wearable with this look. The three together was just a little too much, but I wanted to try all three of them. Anyways, let's go with the last piece of the collection that I actually am in love with. This is the One Ring. It's so stunning. So stunning. I kind of just want to put it on my Cupid's bow there. This is stunning. So I really, really love this highlighter. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's gritty, but look at that. It looks dark on my hands, so when I turn, it does give a small cast of darkness, but when I turn to the light, of course you could see it. It's kind of dark for anybody that's lighter than me. I usually am a light medium. I wear 2 and 2 buff in Estee Lauder. I'm a light medium olive, more neutral undertone. So if you are a little bit lighter than me, it might not fare well on the skin. I get why they wanted to do this color because it's more of a gold, but it has like this nice, beautiful goldy green shimmer to it. It is definitely something to covet if you love stuff like that, which I absolutely do. And then I just noticed that in the box it says My Precious. Definitely is My Precious for sure. I mean, what a collection. I think my favorite movie out of the 3 Hobbit movies is probably the Desolation of Smaug. I love that one because then you get introduced to the Woodland Realm and the Woodland Elves, which I really love. The Woodland Realm's king, oh my god, he is the best, most striking elf you've ever seen. He seems very powerful. I just love the lore of him. His crown is beautiful. His just the way he dresses, his striking eyes, he has very different look to him than the Rivendell type elves, so it's like very different. They're a little bit more softer, more delicate. These guys are a little bit more powerful to me. I love that. And Lord of the Rings has always been something that I've loved as well when it first came out, because it was Lord of the Rings first and then the Hobbit trilogy. But the Lord of the Rings one, I feel like my favorite one is the Two Towers. I like the Two Towers because it focuses more on Mordor and Isengard kind of teaming up to bring down all of this. And then you see Gandalf turn, kind of like level up as a wizard and turn him from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. You also get to see another wizard besides Saruman. It's going to be the brown wizard, but I love him in the Hobbit movies as well. Very cool. I like that he's just kind of loony, but all right. So in summary, I feel like this collection is really nice. It did have a bag. It did have, and I didn't get the makeup bag because I'm just like, what am I going to use the makeup bag for? I have so many makeup bags in the past. I've gotten rid of a lot of them. But now I kind of regret it. I kind of really like that. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. So in summary, this collection is absolutely stunning. The palette, gorgeous. Glamlite has some really good formulas for the price. This wasn't bad. I mean, you can't go wrong with a palette of that price point and it's performing like this. You can't go wrong with that. And the absolute stunning packaging that they have. I love this. It is very cheapy plastic, but it is magnetized. I like the fact that you could probably wear it as a necklace. I wouldn't, but it's really, really gorgeous nonetheless. Reminds me of the tower a lot. I mean, the lip liners, the lip liner. The lip gloss is stunning by itself. I feel it's very sparkly, so I really do like the Eye of Sauron lip kit. And again, my all-time favorite piece of all of this is going to be the highlighter, which is the One Ring, and it certainly is my precious. I will definitely use this quite often. So that is my conclusion on the Glamlite Lord of the Rings collection. If you have not seen it, it is on the website at glamlite.com. I know they have a TikTok shop as well, so you can check it out if you're on TikTok often. Sometimes they have bundle deals, and I know that Glamlite does have some bundle deals. I wanted specific pieces, so that's why I went with the Glamlite website when it launched, and I am curious about the Rivendell one. I'm curious about the makeup bag, but I feel like I have a little too much here. This is good for me. I'm happy with what I purchased. It's honestly a cute collection. If you're like me, huge nerd on fantasy type things, then you definitely will enjoy this collection. So check it out on glamlite.com. And that's the end of my video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you can like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying to build my channel even more so and get back into doing those intense makeup looks I used to always do on my channel. I want to get back into that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.